All right, another segment of Yakkin with you, Jagoff, and we are here in the Strip District at Klavon's Ice Cream, and we're with Desiree. How are you?
Hi, good.
Well, thanks for having us here. This is like my heaven. When I die, you can spread my ashes in here because this is ice cream, chocolate. Mike and Ike's, you can't get any
right?
better. Yeah.
That's a big thing here, is we always ask people, what is your memory of your childhood candy?
Ah.
And then we try to get them. I have looked for some very interesting things, but we haven't found everything. But most of the stuff we've tried to get in.
Now let's set the record straight first. Most Pittsburghers will say, hey, have you been to Klavon's down in the Strip? Klavon's, you know, like Klayvahns.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were purchasing it, people told me, you're buying Klavon's? And I'm like, no, we're buying Klavon's. And they're like, no, I think you're saying it wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm not, I'm positive. So we were at the closing, and I sat across, and I was like, okay, repeat it again. Repeat it again. Because I wanted to pronounce it correctly, and I'm like, nope, I'm right.
Yeah.
No, I know I'm right.
Yeah, Klavon's mine. It sounds like I go someplace to get designer jeans.
Right,
yeah. But,
yeah.
So we're at Klavon's, and so Desiree, you and your husband bought this place, and tell us like all about what you've been doing here.
Okay, so we started out, and we knew that the ice cream was very important. So we wanted to pick the right product, and so he actually called in friends. Because he has, my husband has friends, I swear, all over. He knew people for the candy, is McKee's Pork Candy. And so he wanted to keep everything very Pittsburgh-based. Clover Mountain, we called in for any of our products, our cups, or ice cream cones, or anything. That's where we get all that stuff. Then he called in some friends to bring in the ice cream, and so they brought in the trucks, and so it really kind of evolved as we went along.
Yeah. Now, I have a question. When we go to places like Wiggle Whiskey or the Rum Place, they have sampling tours. Like, will we be allowed to spend the next 8 or 9 hours after this interview sampling all of this stuff, do you think?
You can try, but I think you might end up under the table in a comatose candy rush.
We talked about that right before we started running the cameras here. Your kids, you bring your kids here, and you thought this was a great thing to bring your kids into an ice cream parlor.
Oh my
Not so much.
Yes, they even tell their teachers, they're like, yeah, I'm not excited about going to the ice cream shop today. I'm like, wow, you have an ice cream shop. Most kids love that.
Yeah. I mean, you find them digging in the ice cream over there.
Oh yeah, especially the cars, or actually we don't have cars today, but they're like throwing them off. And I think we have every Pez dispenser that we own over there. And I'm like collecting, I'm like, no honey, we don't want to eat the candy. We want to put it off display for everybody else. No, they want to eat it.
Now, and you're not only just doing ice cream and candy, you're doing real food.
We are doing real food. We're very excited about our soups right now, since all of our soups are homemade right now. And we're doing hamburgers, and we have paninis, and our baked potatoes is a big hit. Baked potatoes, and we fill it with different stuff like cheese or whatever you'd like.
Yeah, and does if I was in charge of the menu, everything would have chocolate syrup on it, like hamburgers, chocolate syrup. There'd be a chocolate syrup soup. Can we kind of get that on the menu?
We can figure it out. I don't know if it'd be any good except for you buying it. Customers come in here, chocolate, wow.
Now, what's the craziest order you've had so far as working here? You know, a bus pulls up and says, hey, we have 39 kids, or
do you know that we don't get that? I mean, like, we get the buses full.
Okay.
But usually the teachers have already called us and allotted, we want chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. That's it. And they make it very simple. It's very funny because I always have expected that. I want every ice cream flavor, and they make sure that as soon as the kids are walking the store, even the high school kids, they were already told what they were allotted to have. So it's been kind of like, you know, this is it. But we get a lot of, don't you want to mix alcohol with your drinks? We get that a lot. I'm like, okay.
Now, I'm guessing you see tons of kids with just ice cream pouring down over their arms and everything all day long. I'm sure the floor is like...
Oh, it can be really sticky by the end of the night, and parents feel horrible about it because their kid is like covered, and I'm like, I have 4. No big deal, it's nothing I haven't seen kind of situation. Or we have the, when you're walking, you can hear the floor go and I'm like, oh my gosh, and we're only halfway through the day.
So what's one of the oddest requests you've had for ice cream at this point?
We have a pecan ball that we have been asked to have peanut butter with, but you know, that sounds delicious to me, so why, over here. So I'm thinking that, you know, ice cream can go with, you know, bacon, don't you think? I think that would be tasty.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Is that a chocolate syrup keg over there?
That is. That's a hot fudge. So you be careful.
So the idea is you want to keep the family history from 1923, right?
Absolutely. We wanted to make sure that the Klavon's family's history was still in the shop. We still have the mark from the 1936 flood that's marked.
Hit me again, come on, Maya!
Get out of there!
Oh, yeah.
Come on, you Jagoff!